What's up, ladies and gentlemen? So, in the past 10 years, pocket-sized cameras have become kind of crazy in terms of image quality and all those things. And that really got me thinking, and with my previous video, I was like, man, these pocket-sized cameras have just gotten so good. So what would be more worthwhile to carry around with you? A cell phone, iPhone in this case, or the DJI Pocket 2, a dedicated camera. In my tests to kind of compare these two, I found out some kind of interesting little facts and some things that I found that I really liked and really didn't like. And it became very apparent to me that these pocket-sized cameras, if you were in the worst case scenario, could 100% pass as professional quality videos. In the previous video I made about this little guy, I did say how this looks a lot more professional to use rather than using your cell phone. And as much as I believe that, what really matters at the end of the day is image quality. It's how good that final product looks when you deliver it to the client. So with that being said, I called up one of my friends and asked her if I could use her and her wee little baby boy as my test subjects. Starting with photography. Cell phones are freaking awesome at photography. I didn't really know a lot of things about them until I did a little bit more research to make this video. And whenever you click the shutter button with your cell phone, particularly iPhone in this case, every time you click the button, it takes up to 9 pictures to get the outside exposed, to get inside exposed, to get everything exposed. So it kind of goes without saying that this thing absolutely kills it in terms of photography. Now, a lot of phone models nowadays will have the multiple lens setup. It'll either be a 2 lens combo or a 3 lens combo or a 4 lens, or I think that there's a 6 lens combo or something like that out there. But anyways, 3 lens combo, you get a wide angle, which is your standard cell phone kind of angle, which does introduce a little bit of lens distortion. You also get the super wide, which obviously is your crazy fisheye for those really tight spaces for taking dope landscapes, but introduces a lot of lens distortion. And then you also have, in some cases, a portrait lens, and that's a 48 mil or something like that, I believe. So you're getting this amazing range of photos that you can take without having to change lenses or do pretty much anything with just your cell phone. Now, the one big drawback that I will say about phones is that for the most part, they don't really have much of an manual control things. They just kind of have the little square dot and then the sun that you can move up and down, which honestly works really well. Every time I take a photo with my phone, I do that. You can get third-party apps that give you control over shutter speed, your ISO, your aperture, all that stuff, but frankly, the built-in automatic settings on this are actually really, really good. Moving on to the DJI Pocket 2 for photos. Straight up, it's trash. It's useless. I will never use this to take professional photos, ever. If my main camera explodes and I had no other choice but to use this, I would just go and buy something. I would go and buy a new cell phone. I would ask somebody else for their cell phone because this thing is garbage at photos. Every time you go to click the shutter button, it takes a second to think about it, and then it takes the photo. And when I was trying to take pictures of the wee little man, I would go to click the photo and capture that moment, and then it was gone, because obviously little kids move, people move. If you're trying to do that documentary style and get those very candid, very personable, emotional moments that aren't faked or set up or anything like that, it doesn't work. No bueno, game over, throw it away, done. The other thing that I found is that it really, really struggled to try to find focus. iPhone, cell phone, found focus super quickly when doing photography stuff. It had the face detection. This thing also has face detection, but for some reason it just would not focus for the life of it on an inanimate object. It couldn't decide if it wanted to focus on the farmer's face, the chicken's face, or the table behind them. I don't know why. I don't know why it was so bad, really, because in video mode it's not that bad, but photography, no good. Now, obviously this is meant to be a video camera, not a photography camera, so it does work if you're just gonna do like a selfie, you got a waterfall or something behind you. It works great for that kind of thing. Otherwise, no dice. Don't do it, not worth it. Alright, this is the part of the video where I ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am going to try to post a lot more frequently, and I also want y'all to leave a comment down below. Which pocket-sized camera do you think is best? What do you want me to compare a cell phone or the Pocket 2 or a GoPro to? Like, do you want me to do some crazy comparisons? Leave a comment down below. Comment which one's your favorite. Do the things people tell you to do, and now moving on with the rest of the video. Video stuff. This is the main nitty gritty. This is the real life things. If you are filming somebody's wedding, you have your camera in your hand, you're going at it, it explodes. Lights on fire. It's a Canon R5, what can you say? It is completely unusable, and now you have no other choice but to use one of these two cameras for your video production to capture the rest of these people's most important moment. Which one do you choose? Well, to answer that question, we have to talk about, I guess, the good things, or the comparable things between the two of them. I would say almost they're equal. Like, in my opinion, when I was looking at the footage and stuff like that, like, I honestly, like, both of them are really good to use. Like, you get pretty much the same quality, 4K 60, 4K 60, so if you care about that, awesome. Slow motion features on both of them work really, really well, so if you want to add cinematic slow motion, then either one works really well. Now, moving on to the things that I didn't like about them. Starting with the Pocket 2. The small screen, it's not okay. It's maybe okay to like get something really, really quick if you don't have a choice, but for this entire test and everything, I clipped my phone into it and I was using the big phone screen to do everything, and so like that worked really well. I decided to test out the auto settings on this, and I found that when I was trying to film my subjects, it couldn't decide if it wanted to expose them or the outside, and it kept kind of jumping back and forth. So I know it's kind of like, oh, never shoot on auto, first mistake, but I wanted to test it out, you know, like this is supposed to be like a pull it out of your pocket, click it, turn it on, get the shot, put it away kind of situation. And I found that it wasn't really the best for that. Maybe if you have a consistent lighting situation, you'd be alright, and I think that it actually works really, really well in that case. But if you have something that's a little bit harder, harsher lighting, a little bit more challenging, make sure you use the manual settings on this little guy. Now, talking a little bit more about manual settings, when I did throw this guy into manual, I did find that it introduced noise pretty quickly when I was bumping up the ISO to try to expose my subject. Now, I could have done other things, and I could have changed some other settings probably to get better exposure without introducing that noise, but noise happened, so not the best in low light, very, like, better than a GoPro, better than an action camera, but at the same time, very comparable for low light situations. Alright, talking about some of the basic things about the iPhone that I didn't really like. It doesn't have manual controls? I don't know, like honestly it just works really damn well. It really sucks. Like, why did I spend thousands of dollars on camera equipment when I have this beast of a camera in my pocket? It's ridiculous. The dynamic range on it, stupidly crazy. The auto settings, just like tracking the subjects and keeping everyone exposed, nailed it. Absolutely destroyed everything, like blew my expectations away. Noisy images weren't super crazy and everything. The thing that I will say that I have had that I couldn't quite recreate in this scenario is the digital image stabilization. The Pocket 2 obviously has like the mechanical 3-axis gimbal, so it gets you that super crisp, buttery smooth looking footage every single time, even when you're walking in like harsh conditions, where I found with the cell phone, and I have found in the past, I get a lot of that rolling shutter jello-iness. So I've had that happen in the past, absolutely hated that, made it personally unusable footage, but like I couldn't really recreate that, and the newer iPhones, the iPhone 12, actually have a floating sensor, so it's a in-body image stabilization basically, so like you're getting even better if you have a newer phone, which is just like blows my mind. So It's kind of a moot point, but that is the one thing that I did find that kind of sucks about iPhones. So just make sure that you are keeping that stable hands. Okay, final thoughts, final thing about the Pocket 2 that I just want to cover. Now, I mentioned it a little bit, where the iPhone has those multiple lenses, and this thing is just like, that's where this suffers the most, honestly, for photo and video. You have a wide-angle lens, then you have an attachment for a super wide-angle lens. And I just really wish that they had something that allowed me to put on some kind of portrait telephoto style lens. Just something. Please, DJI, I beg you. Give me a 50 mil. Hell, give me a 45 mil or 44 mil. Like, that's all I need. Just that little tiny attachment on this, just to push it in a little bit. You do have digital zoom on this guy, but like, digital zoom can only go so far, and it does reduce the quality a little bit, and I don't really like using it because of that reduced quality, so like, that kind of sucks. So you're gonna get lens distortion when you're filming subjects with the wide angle, depending on how close you get. This is amazing for like those establishing shots, but if you want to do any like finer detail close-up things, I'd recommend trying to avoid that. You be the judge. Which one is better? I don't know. You tell me. My personal opinion is that I will use this more than this because I just like it. Honestly, it's just kind of, I just like using it for video, where this, I don't know, it's a cell phone. I get text messages, or I'll get a notification or something, it'll distract me, and then it's awful, so then you gotta throw it into airplane mode, and then you forget to take it off airplane mode, and then it's blah, all these things. So, I try not to use my phone for pretty much anything, but like I said, those triple lenses, game changer. Oh, I forgot. Woo, ha! Most important thing, I forgot. Okay, so when you get the Pocket 2, when you get the Creator bundle, which I highly recommend, you also get a microphone. This was like the whole reason that I actually bought this camera, was because it came with this. So this is a little microphone lav mic thing that you could throw on, get some dope audio, so you could be filming. I'll be getting amazing audio. So if you ever have to do audio things, this is the way to go. The other thing that is awesome that I found out about this is you can actually plug in like an actual lav mic. So now you have like basically like professional grade audio on something that fits in your pocket, which is wild. I just like dropped my phone. This, to get like that pro audio and stuff like that, is very cumbersome. You kind of have to like plug in a receiver to this and then have an app open, because sometimes it doesn't work with the native video app, so you might have to only be able to record the audio, so then you have to just like give the person your phone, but then you can't take any video, so there's no point. And then the native audio on this, it sounds like a phone, so like it's good, but like if someone's far away, it's game over and it sucks. It's the end. So professionally, for all-arounder, this guy. Audio is probably one of the most important things about video production, period. And this thing wins, hands down, no matter what. This. It almost beats out like my actual like camera that I'm filming on. Like, I got like a boom mic and everything set up, but like, if I just had this and like the lav on, I'm sure it would be great. I'll probably do an audio test in a later video, so subscribe for that. Like I said, comment down below which one you think is your favorite. Ask me questions. If there was anything that I didn't test or didn't go over in this video, please leave a comment down below. I will try to test it and answer your comments the best to my ability. Peace out, everybody. We done. Gonna drink my coffee now. That's been sitting here getting cold, but it's fine. Yep.